Alright, we're the ViceCaptain.
Yes, yes we are.
So, Steamcon happened.
It sure did. I mean, we weren't there. We wished we were there. Somebody was in Disneyland.
It was really fun.
Somebody was in Disneyland and took the camera and left it locked in their flap, so somebody couldn't upload any more videos while they were away as well. So if there is a delay between these videos...
I was on holiday. I'm sorry. Yeah, no, that was all my fault, but I was trying my best with what limited data I had on my phone to try and keep up with anything that was coming out of Steamcon.
So a lot of stuff was announced at Steamcon.
We're only going to be talking about the Guild Ball stuff.
We will just mention briefly now, they announced their new game,
God Tier.
God Tier. We haven't seen a lot of it so far.
No, we've seen the art.
But from what we've seen from the artwork and the little bit of information we had, sounds really interesting. We'll consider maybe doing it on this channel, or maybe having like a separate...
I mean, it depends what you guys want. Do you want this to be pure Guild Ball content? Do you want us to, you know, do other Steamforged games?
Do you want us to do other games? Like all other games? I mean, we're open to it and we'll look at what everybody says. But
we won't
for now, we're saying it's going to be a Guild Ball channel.
Yeah, exactly.
And so we won't cover God Tier in this or any of the stuff that we heard about. All we know is it looks good.
Anyway, back to the Guild Ball stuff. Let's start with the...
quite a bit of information about Guild Ball.
Yes. Can I start with the results from Union and Chains? Because that
was
was not decided before Steamcon.
Yeah, so Steamcon was the final say in results. I mean, going into the week, the Fish were ahead, Brewers were ahead.
Yes.
Obulus had just pulled a fast one.
And just said,
you know what, you're not having Hemlock.
Yeah, Morticians win.
You can have Minx. The Morticians are going to win. And the Engineers were quite a way in the lead for Harry as well.
They pulled it back against the...
The Alchemist had about 75% at one point, and then they just ramped it when they saw the Sculpt.
Yeah, it was the Sculpt, and everyone else who doesn't even play for that team went, you know what? Like that model.
Okay, so from what I hear, a lot of people playing at Steamcon were playing for the Butchers.
Yes.
Which seemed interesting, to say the least.
Yes.
Because I didn't know anybody that wanted her for the Butchers, but except maybe our Master Butcher.
Yeah. And our mascot.
And our mascot, yeah.
Our glorious mascot. Hey, Neil.
So, yeah, so going into it, we were kind of getting everything we wanted, except you kind of wanted Garth for the Butchers.
Yeah, the thing is, it's like I said, if I was playing it tactically, give Gutter to the Fish, because the Butchers are very powerful. But I do play Butchers.
And you want Gutter.
And I kind of want Gutter.
You've been at the receiving end of Gutter so many times.
Oh my god, it's just been devastating. Yeah, no, I really want Gutter. And let's talk about the results. So, Brewers Masons, how did that end up?
That ended up exactly how we expected it to. The Brewers absolutely won that with a landslide.
They have such a large fan base, and everyone loves the Brewers. They've got a soft spot for them.
Yeah.
And to be fair, Brewers Decimate looks
that is a nice model. I'm kind of glad they did the resculpts on those, because the original sculpts were nice, but they weren't Decimate. No, see, they were a new player.
That's the thing that let me down. I really liked the old sculpts, and I'm going to say this now. I really like the original Mason Decimate.
The one with the Russian hat.
The one with the Russian hat.
My thing is, I like the sculpt. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. It didn't look like Decimate.
No, that's
it looked like another player. And I think if they reuse that sculpt later and change it a little bit, you know, keep the hat and the hammer and
they could use it for something.
Yeah, use it for another player. That's fine.
But we're happy that Decimate went to the Brewers. We love that. Yeah. Let's talk about the Engineers and Alchemists.
So Engineers, who'd made a bit of an uproar nice and early to swing the vote in their way, held on to that lead at Steamcon. So we're going to be getting a very strange-looking engineer girl in a hat. You
scumbags.
I'm happy with this. I play Engineers a lot more
Absolute than I play scumbags. How could you?
She looks cool. She's got a robot hand.
I know. I wanted something more alchemist.
And a wrench.
To be fair, I do like the wrench.
She gets to beat people with a wrench. Hopefully she keeps crazy.
Harry. I'm not being fair. I love where this is going, and I'm excited to see the new engineer model, because I still like Locust. I don't play Engineers, really like Locust.
I quite like Locust.
But, as someone who played Alchemists, they've been benched for a while.
As of the results of Jumpers 3.
Oh my god, they have really moved into a footballing direction. I was hoping that maybe this new Alchemist Harry would give a little bit more condition damage, maybe play that game a bit more. I'll never know now.
And I played Alchemists the other day. Played Midas for the first time since they changed him.
Broken, nasty Midas?
What the hell have they done to Midas?
I know! This is what I've been trying to tell you.
It's terrible.
Midas Look, all of you out there who say Midas is a toxic play experience, I agree. If you're playing as Midas, he doesn't do anything.
Yeah, 3-8 kick, and then taking away his light-footed. I can understand the taking away the armour off 2-inch dodge.
Yeah,
that makes sense. It was super toxic.
Yeah.
But they've really reduced his threat range and then reduced his kicking dice.
Even if you left, it's just... Why not make him a 4-8 natural?
I get that you don't want him to be as good as Shark, because Shark is the captain of the Fisherman's team,
who are
who's supposed to be the footballing team.
But he's a showboating model.
But Shark has tidal surge.
Yeah. my problem with this is with Midas is where he is now. He's not going to get where he wants.
Yeah.
Anyway, no, this isn't about Midas.
So the rest of the results.
And the only
Mortician's Hunters we already covered is not actually happening.
Morticians get Hemlock. Minx goes to the Hunters.
Yeah.
The Butcher's Fish, where the fish were winning, swung the other way.
Yeah, so pretty much all the games at Steamcon appear to be being played for the Butchers, from what I hear. And the Butchers managed to swing it back their way, so Gutter will be a Butcher.
I don't know why I'm celebrating, I didn't help.
No, you didn't. You didn't post any games up.
No, I forgot. I'm really excited. And also, I did think the Butcher's sculpt looked better. I just like that sort of leathery plate thing
like
she's
the
got.
fish one. Because she had that cool fish chainmail thing that they wear, and I really like painting that. It's really fun to paint. Painted it on Angel, looks really nice.
I don't know what to say about that, no.
You don't enjoy painting?
No, I don't enjoy painting, sorry. I like a good looking sculpt, but I'd like it if it became painted.
So, other things we saw, there was a full plastic fisherman's team.
That looks nice.
With different sculpts for all the models that wouldn't really work in plastic as being single sculpts. So like Shark's slightly different, he's like standing in a box with his...
It looks a lot nicer, I prefer that.
And Grayscales isn't doing his dodgy dance anymore.
Ooh.
He's water bending from Avatar.
But...
And the salt, I really like the salt sculpt as well. He's on the floor, he looks really menacing.
He does look cool.
But they've said they're not going to release it unless they get enough interest in it, because it's obviously a very expensive process to make all the moulds for these.
Exactly. But, coming from us personally, I would rather collect them like that now. Because I don't... If you haven't noticed, I really enjoy playing the game.
He doesn't enjoy painting or building or basing.
No.
Or, to be honest, he doesn't really enjoy playing football either. So he doesn't really ever make a new ball for each of his teams. Because he's just like, I've got a ball, I'm not going to use it anyway.
I've got one ball that I've had from Season 1, the paint is chipping on it. I just don't... I want to play the game, I don't care how it looks, I just want to play.
So yeah, I'm all for the new plastic sculpts.
Yeah.
I think they look really nice. My problem is I already own all the teams.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm probably never going to buy any of the plastic kits.
Saying that, the only teams I don't own are ones I'm unlikely to play. Fish, Engineers, Farmers, Blacksmiths, but I kind of want both of them. Union. Yeah.
Farmers Blacksmiths are only in plastic. So
Hang on,
they're a lot.
if they released a full Union plastic set, that way I'd have all the Union that play for all my teams. Oh, that's not happening anymore.
So yeah, that's the other thing that we've heard. The whole reason behind this Union in Chains thing, so fluff-wise, it's the Church are trying to control the game of Guild Ball in the same way that the Union used to.
Yeah.
They've decided the best way to do that is to basically break the Union down and then take their spots. Obulus has said no to this, because Obulus likes to be in charge of everything because he's Obulus.
You know what?
Has decided he's going to fill this vacuum of Union players with a brand new thing.
I really like where Obulus is going with this. I know technically he's not a real guy, but...
Dun dun dun.
Minor guilds.
And we don't mean with the pickaxes, we mean minor as in small.
Oh.
Not children.
He's
filling his guild with children. He said
Harriet the Hat.
He's really creepy now, Obulus, isn't he?
I want some minor guilds,
So,
I do.
Obulus is taking guilds from the lower leagues, so ones that aren't as good as these guilds that we have at the moment,
You
who are
say not as
considered
good.
the major guilds.
They're not as well funded. They are background guilds.
The farmers were a minor guild.
Yeah.
Previously, they were a lower
They're
league
not well
guild.
funded.
And then they got Honour in to captain them, and they suddenly got a bit of money, which I would assume Obulus probably had a bit of a hand
That was
in.
a Salt to see him play as well, though.
Yeah, that was Grace and Benny used to play for them, wasn't it?
Well, I'm also more thinking Salt to Sean's put Honour with the farmers to drag him up. Oh, look, all the fluff is very complicated at this point.
It is, but so we're getting minor guilds. Every current major guild that is out will be getting a minor guild.
Yes.
What is a minor guild? Well, a minor guild is going to come with 6 players.
Yes.
Just 6 players. Interesting. However, 2 of the players from the major guild that they are allied to. So,
Yeah.
for example, we'll use the only one that we actually know about so
Morticians.
far, is the Morticians and the Rat Catchers. So the Rat Catchers will be their minor guild. The Rat Catchers will get a box set with 6 players in.
And the players aren't children.
No, they're not children, they're all Rat Catchers.
Right.
So far we've seen 2 of these. Pelage, who is a Lady of the Night, she is described as. So, closest thing we're going to get to the Seamstresses Guild.
For good reason.
And Scourge, who's a really big scary man who eats rats.
Not for any good reason.
No idea why. We'll see what
You
the
say
plot is.
2, we've seen a third one.
And yes, and we saw the release of Skulk at Steamcon. Skulk was released as a Mortician player, but he will not be a Mortician player.
He will be a dual guild.
So 2 of the players for the minor guild and 2 of the players for the major guild will be dual guild, and we will play for each other's teams. So the minor guild will in fact have 8 players.
And the major guild will
Get an extra 2 players.
I'm not
So
going to say
the
what they'll be capped
The
at.
2 that we saw were Pelage and Skulk will
Yeah.
be playing from the Rat Catchers into the Morticians. So Morticians get Pelage and Skulk as friendly guild models.
Oh, I thought that Pelage and Skulk. Yeah, no, you're right, yeah.
Yeah, Pelage and Skulk,
Yeah.
not Scourge.
Scourge is the one that isn't dual guild.
And Veteran Graves and Bonesaw will be dual guilding for the Rat Catchers.
I want someone to explain this to me, because
Vet Graves is clearly a rat catcher.
Yeah,
He
Vet
likes
Graves.
rats. He's a bit weird.
Vet Graves I can understand. Bonesaw's a monk who doesn't like people, who lives underground and doesn't even like Guild Ball.
But Bonesaw doesn't like Morticians, and I think Obulus would quite easily put his superstar striker, who doesn't like playing for the Morticians, into the Rat Catchers to boost him up a bit.
Yeah, boosts his morale a bit.
And Bonesaw doesn't like people, so he's going to go and play with a guild that doesn't like people and likes rats.
Why do the rat... See, the rat catchers, they catch and kill rats.
I don't think they kill them. I think they just catch
That's
them.
what I'm
Because
starting
if
to
you look
think.
at their sculpts, they're covered in rats.
It's a bit weird, this whole world that Guild Ball lives in.
Yeah, it is. So, yeah, that's the only guild we know
Yeah.
about. So, all of the other major guilds will be getting a minor guild.
Yeah.
So, every guild we
So the
currently have
fishermen will
access
be
to.
getting the Sailors Guild.
We don't know that. The fishermen will be getting a guild. We don't know what it is.
The butchers will be getting all... Where do they get their meat from? A farmer's guild... Oh no, that doesn't work. The Slaughterhouse Guild?
That seems like a wrong kind of guild. But we already do know about a couple of guilds. Like in the fluff.
Miners Guild.
So, like, miners and messengers.
And these are miners as in the underground miners, not the
these are kind
children.
with pickaxe. There will be a
Or
minor
the-
guild called the miners, and they have pickaxes.
so they're going
and
to be
there's
miners,
no children in
yeah,
there.
the miners who aren't miners and are a minor guild called the miners. That's who they are.
A lot of people are predicting they're possibly going to be for the masons. But masons don't work with mined materials.
No.
They work with stone masons.
Yes.
And, like, stone cutters.
Yeah.
So it seems unlikely. But maybe the miners guild
I think
will
they'll
be
work
the
well with
miners slash
blacksmiths.
stone cutters.
They could work well with the blacksmiths, the miners.
Yeah, miners and blacksmiths, that makes sense.
Yeah, we've heard of a few other... The Messengers Guild.
Yeah, I mean, who'd you put them with? Alchemists, maybe?
See, I'd put them in...
Alchemists write things down, so do engineers.
I was going to say I'd put them in the engineers.
But we don't know. At this point, this is all speculation. The only one we can 100% confirm is
It's
the
the
rat
Sailors
catchers.
Guild. The
Rat catchers. Shut up. So,
I just want some guy in a little sailor's outfit playing Guild Ball. He would look so innocent against Boar.
and the important piece of information about the Miners Guild,
Yep.
when the Miner Guild comes out
Yeah.
for the Major Guild, so when the Rat Catchers are released, general release,
Yep.
the Morticians, their Major Guild, will no longer have access to the Union.
Ha! I mean,
Any Union.
I used
For competitive games, we'll
Yeah,
point that out.
for
So
competitive.
friendly games, you can do what you like. Still better.
I really like this because it promotes Pure Guild playability.
Yeah, and I've always played Pure Guild, so I'm always happy with
I
that.
recently stopped playing Pure Guild because I put Harry in my alchemists.
Who you've just lost anyway, so...
Who one I've just lost anyway. Two, after seeing how Union Harry plays now, he's dead to me. And he's never going to be in my alchemist lineup ever again.
spoilers, he is dead.
He is dead anyway. I wasn't as sad when he died, to be honest. After that tournament, I just sat there and went, good.
Maybe that child will be more aggressive than you are.
Yeah, useless git. Anyway, and I kind of wanted at some point to maybe use Mist in my Masons. But I'm
Okay,
glad
so-
that temptation's been taken away.
And Steamforged explained this because when they release a model, a Union model this is,
Yeah.
they don't have to release one model.
No.
They have to release a model plus the model that plays for all of the other guilds. So they have to balance the release of one model that's basically 5 models a lot of the
Yeah.
time, and that is so hard for them to get right. As we've seen in the power curves of some of these Union players. Season 1 Gutter,
Oh.
in the Union that was not an entirely toxic environment.
It was bloody toxic.
But in the Butchers,
Even
it was
worse.
ridiculously
It was even
toxic.
worse.
They fixed a lot of that with
Yeah.
the changing of these players and the friendly guild models, so the Union didn't get a lot of these benefits
Yeah.
from these buffs.
They've been slowly working them out.
But it meant that the Union didn't have access to players that maybe they needed because they had to be super careful not making really powerful players for other people's guilds.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Inspiring Hat for Harry. In the Union, that's maybe not an auto-include thing.
No.
Because, the Union are very flexible and have very deep rosters and play very different types of game. They play takeout, they play football, they play good mix. So Harry's not an auto-include.
No.
In the Alchemists and the Engineers, who play a lot of football, Inspiring Hat possibly made him an auto-include.
Possibly.
And with his tax 7 because of his crazy and his rising anger and all the other things he had, they had to hit him really hard with this Nerf hammer.
That's kind of why I played him in the Alchemist. I loved the crazy.
And in doing so, they kind of wrote him off in the Union. After they nerfed him, they wrote him off for the Union.
Yeah.
So now that they're taking the Union away from people in competitive play,
the Union can just be made for the
Union.
Union.
Can now be made for the Union, which makes sense. And maybe we'll see some Union dual guilds.
Maybe.
Maybe the Union will get a minor guild. I mean, they've said all of the major factions. I don't know whether they're including the Union, because as of this moment, how many players have the Union actually got left?
Fangtooth.
Who aren't church players?
Fangtooth. Avarice sold him out. I don't know if he would go to the church.
And also, we're not sure whether he killed Greed or not.
That's what I mean. So, we don't know where Avarice and Greed are. We know that Fangtooth is left.
Yep. Snakeskin's
dead
as of season 1.
Decimate's gone. Gutter's gone. Rage is gone. Well, Rage could be somewhere.
He probably won't come back to the
He
Union.
ran away.
He also could now be Blackheart.
He could now be Blackheart. Blackheart's dead.
But the Union...
Strongbox!
Yeah, they still have a tortoise.
So, Fangtooth said, oh my god, we predicted this years ago.
Fangtooth and the tortoise.
Yes. Oh my god, we have this theory that Fangtooth lost the tortoise.
Yeah, they're best friends.
We wanted a veteran Fangtooth that had get off my tortoise. Every time someone engages him, he just charges them free.
He gets counter-charged against anyone that engages. Yeah. But anyway, let's gloss over that.
Yeah,
so,
sorry.
minor guilds, exciting stuff.
Yes.
Other big announcement they made, we're getting new plot cards.
Yes. I'm excited.
That's not really a major announcement, you'd think. But they've said new plot cards, completely new way of playing the game.
Yeah.
New things to do with influence.
I'm really intrigued because I've spent a while trying to get to grips with how this game plays anyway, because if you've played against me, I play just beat face anyway.
Sure does.
So, I kind of need to...
I mean, if you've seen the gameplay video at this point, he ignores the ball. Quite a lot.
I never had possession of the ball. No, I did.
No,
Venom
had it at one point, and then the second he had possession,
you took it.
he puppet mastered it back off him. It was a good game.
I'm so bad at playing football.
So yeah, you were saying that you're just learning how the game plays now.
Just learning how it plays, as in, I'm still coming to grips with the best ways to play football.
Yeah.
I understand how football works. I just don't know how it works for me.
Yeah.
Now the idea that there's going to be maybe alternative deployment methods, different ways of playing the game,
Maybe we'll see.
is that going to shake up
deployments.
what I'm already trying to grasp with football?
I mean, I will say I like alt deployment,
Yeah.
but it's not competitive.
No,
I'm going to
agree
point out
with
this because there are some players who you can put on the halfway line,
Yeah.
and they will do whatever they want whenever they
Do you know
want.
what I like about all deployment? You put 2 players on the halfway line. If you're playing Masons, put Granite just behind with the ball to kick off. She then walks up to take her kick off. Then she does that jog that she does before the game starts. You've now got 3 Mason players up on that halfway line going, ha, I've got you.
The blacksmith loves alt deployment because you put ferrite and furnace on the halfway line,
Yeah. Then you
and
go
then
on.
ferrite, then you kick off with iron behind.
Yeah.
Iron walks up, kicks off. Ferrite can then charge and call Iron up the table, tackle the ball, shoot, and then Iron's already ready for another
So
goal.
yeah, that's not going to be the competitive thing, but I'm
Yeah.
really interested to see where it goes.
What I'm expecting is there's the guild plot cards we're going to have this season are going to be way more impactful because although they're nice, the plot cards we've had for the last 3 seasons, apart from maybe Don't Touch the Hair.
I was about to say,
season
don't
one,
forget Don't Touch
apart
the
from
Hair.
maybe Don't Touch the Hair season 1, they've had very little impact. Do you think they're game changing?
Some of them can be.
Can you say, oh yeah, well the only reason I lost that is because my opponent had that card at that point?
I want to.
Do we want it that way? No,
No.
we don't. But do we think that maybe plot cards could have a bit more of an impact, but
Yeah.
a different impact? Maybe something like your guild plot card is, for this turn you get 2 influence.
I would like to see, change the way it plays. Like, the first momentum you gain, you get 2 instead.
I mean, and I liked the concept of GICs. But again, I don't think they're tournament
No.
decent. I think they changed the game in such a way that it's just... The thing I like about Guild Boy is its simplicity.
Yeah.
I mean, I know there's a lot of rules and a lot of cards, but all the rules you need to know are written on that card.
Well, I'll put it this way.
The last thing I want is a set of cards with all my rules on,
Yeah.
then another card
With some
more rules on that overrides some more rules on the table, that override basic rules of the game. Then another card which tells me which union models I have access to, which will then be got rid of, which will tell me what minor guild models I have access to.
Okay, I'll put it this way. I play 40k.
Yeah.
I won't play that without a codex and a rulebook with me at all times. I can play a game of Guild Ball right now. I don't need a rulebook.
But that's one of the things I like about Guild Ball. I don't have to bring all the rules with me.
I just need 6 cards. I know what I'm doing. If you've beaten me, I might not seem like it, and that gameplay that we did, I don't seem like it. But I know what I'm doing, and I don't want to have it go so much in the other way that you think, how does that interact in that way?
I mean, yeah, so I like where Guild Ball is now.
Yeah.
I think maybe a couple of minor tweaks.
Yeah.
So maybe make plot cards a little bit more impactful. Not ridiculously impactful, like, you know, playing that guild plot card.
Yeah.
Like, changed the game.
Oh yeah, like, so say Ox is fully loaded on his legendary attack, he engages someone, they pull out Don't Touch the Hair, but it's a 3-inch
I mean,
dodge.
yeah, that was massive.
That was stupid.
Don't Touch the Hair was crazy. Like, you'd be like, right, Ox will walk in, he's fully loaded, and you go, and don't touch the hair. And you go, oh, well.
Well, now what do I do? Because it's not like unpredictable movement, you know when unpredictable movement's coming.
Yeah, exactly.
So this has all come out of Steamcon. And yes, there were other people out there who got on this straight away and showed you everything. They just showed you facts, they don't give you pointless opinion like we do.
That's true. We do give a lot of pointless opinion.
And that's what we focus on. We like to take a laid back, kind of angry, laid back approach to how this is all done. And I'm still excited.
So, other things that came out of Steamcon, just to quickly wrap them up.
Yeah.
They pre-released the second half of the Farmer's Box and the second Blacksmith's Box, much to my annoyment. Because I really want the second Blacksmith box. Now, I've come full circle on the Blacksmiths.
You really have.
When they were announced, I said, sounds boring.
Yeah.
When they started showing the rules, I went, they're alright, but I don't think I'm going to play them. I played them at the Blacksmith launch event. They're my new favourite guild. They are so fun to play.
I still just want Captain Mallet.
And the second half, with a woman on a horse, looks awesome.
He has a thing for cavalry models.
Yeah. Now I get one in Guild Ball. Who plays croquet?
Polo?
No, it's croquet.
Polo?
It's horseback croquet.
It's polo, come on.
She's got a croquet mallet, right?
Yeah, hopefully it's water polo and we can drown the horse.
It's not how that works.
I ain't played it, mate, I'll be honest. Polo's a little bit posh for me. Even though it is hitting things with a hammer, you'd think I'll play it. It's true.
You don't hit other people with a hammer.
Oh.
I've immediately told you don't want to play that
yeah,
game. It's kind of like it's like really small golf.
Oh.
You knock a ball through hoops. Rather than knock a small ball into a hole, use a hammer to hit a big ball through kind of big metal hoops in the floor.
I could still do that for a bit. Do you break anything?
Well, the mallet.
Do you intercept each other's balls?
No. You take it in turns like golf. At least that's my understanding. I've never played polo or croquet. I think it's more like football when you do it on a horse.
Right, okay.
You like swing it, like and you're all trying to knock each other. Like you don't think you push each other off a horse, but you're all trying to intercept each other's like.
Can you hit the horse's legs and cripple it?
No.
Oh.
If you know how croquet and polo work differently to the way we think it works.
So yeah, like I don't know. We're going to do a whole video about the release of the 12
we'll do a
players.
video about how we think about the farmers and the blacksmiths now that they're up to 12 players.
Don't expect it to be nice.
Yeah, we definitely have very strong opinions on perhaps one of those.
We've been arguing a bit, a little bit,
and I think that was about
that's Steamcon. I mean,
Guild Ball related news. They've got a new tournament venue as well, 128 man.
That looks
venue,
nice.
Which we hope when they do a tournament we can get up there.
If anyone wants to pay for our travels, that'd be greatly appreciated. PayPal description.
Or if anybody lives up there and can recommend somewhere cheap where we can stay.
If someone from down here, down in jolly old Hastings, wants to give us a lift up there, I'll be quiet.
No, he won't.
I'll take some sleeping pills or anything. Just don't want to pay for the train.
We'll definitely look into it. We want to start.
Last thing that we've recently heard about, not quite Steamcon, Vengeance.
Oh yeah, that's not why we're covering that in Steamcon video.
Because just really quickly, we're going to try and be there.
We hope it's next year.
I don't know where else to put that. We'll just tack it on in.
Yeah.
We're happy to be there.
So yeah, we plan to try and attend some of the bigger events this year. I mean, I kind of want to go to the Nationals.
I don't.
If nothing else, just to watch them.
Oh yeah, I'll do that. I don't have my soul destroyed as I put a team on the table before I even make my first move. They go, you lose. Oh.
And we hope to try and get to the next Steamcon as well.
Hell yes.
So we can actually like report from it rather than kind of 3 weeks after the fact.
In our lovely shindigs.
Okay, so that's all you need to know from the Vice-Captain about Steamcon?
Yeah, that's kind of it. Yeah, just a lot of opinion, really. You got some facts. You got some facts.
Some facts.
Seasoned with opinion.
You got some facts hit with an opinion hammer until they're unrecognisable as facts.
Just like Polo. We've been the Vice-Captain.